I go tell you everything. You know if you just buy am, it's like you want to import atomic substance, atomic bomb substance. Very, very dangerous. So El-Rufai is saying, explain to Nigerians why the importation of this protect.
This is one thing about this our influencers. They can easily come out to explain something without giving you the actual, without meeting up to the actual point of expectation. You get? That is to say, they can easily come out to tell you something, but without telling you exactly what that thing is. Remember at the time the issue of tax, payment of a thing came up, where many people were expecting, to get a pure explanation of how this is done. People were just coming, many influencers were just coming to, explain in different directions. Nobody was able to come out to explain that to us directly what it actually means. You get? Even up to this time, we are so confused. So that issue, passed by. Now we have come again with this, what is it called? Thallium sulfate of a thing, where many people have been coming out to explain different things. Like this video you just watched, he said this is atomic bomb substance or atomic bomb. This is not true. The thallium sulfate of a thing, we know is very, very toxic. That is the basis of what we want to know. That is exactly what we want to know. We want to know whether it is very, very okay with human or it is very, very toxic with human. That is just the fact. It is not as radioactive as they are trying to say that this is atomic bomb substance. And why would they import atomic bomb substance? You understand? It is not radioactive. Anything atomic bomb substance is very, very radioactive. So that is why it is very, very dangerous. Though this one is dangerous, but it's not radioactive as this guy is trying to say. You get? This is a kind of, how is this thing formed actually? This is a kind of a byproduct from either lead or copper or zinc. During production process, you get, when they don't get them from the ground, you get, so they will take them to furnace where it is melt. When they melt and finish, the byproduct of that particular is either lead or zinc or copper is what we call thallium. You get? So it is not that radioactive as this man is trying to say. Then what makes this thallium sulfate of a thing very, very deadly is the acid that is reacted with it. You get? The sulfuric acid, we know sulfuric acid is very, very deadly. Anything acid is very, very deadly. You get? So in the lab, normally in the production of thallium sulfate of a thing, they usually combine the byproduct of the zinc or the lead or the copper, which we call thallium. These are byproduct of, thallium is a byproduct of either lead, zinc, or you get. So they combine it with the sulfuric acid. And in fact, the acid in particular, which is the sulfuric acid, they combine it together to form that thallium sulfate. So the reason why this is so deadly is because you know that in real life, that acid is very, very dangerous. When you drink acid, how does it happen to you? It destroys your organs. You get? And sulfuric acid is odorless. You get? Sulfuric acid is odorless. And it can easily dissolve in water. You get? So that particular container that you see, that white container that is written thallium sulfuric acid, is a kind of a powder. It's in powder form, but it can easily dissolve in water. You get? And that particular thing you see was formerly used for as a pesticide. You understand? When you plant your crops, in order for you to prevent it from being damaged by insects, there is a way you handle it. You spray it to prevent it, but it was banned. You get, because of how toxic it is. You get. So for people to come out, to be coming out to say that is very, very radioactive. I mean, to say it's a kind of atomic bomb substance of a thing, as this guy just explained, I don't think that is very, very right. But what you be scared of is how toxic it is because of the acid it contains, not that it is radioactive. Because if something is radioactive, something is radioactive, you should know how dangerous it is. It is even much worse than the toxicity of the substance you get. So it's not radioactive. Something radioactive will not be imported into Nigeria. You get? I know it is very dangerous. I know that thing is imported for a kind of political game, but that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the emphasis people are laying regarding whether this thing is radioactive or not radioactive is what I'm trying to talk about.